My name is Mary. I'm 40 years old and a mother of two. My husband, John, is 45. We've been married for 18 years. When we first got married, I was full of hope and joy. John was kind back then. He would smile every day and say, "I love you." I believed him with all my heart. I truly thought we would build a beautiful life together, a life full of love, laughter, and partnership. 2 years into our marriage, we welcomed our first child, a son named Adam. He was bright, curious, and had a laugh that could light up the darkest day. 2 years later, our daughter Lily was born. She was gentle, sweet, loved to sing, and had a heart full of kindness. I stayed home to raise them. I cooked, cleaned, and helped them learn their first words and steps. Every moment mattered to me. John worked hard in those early years. He provided for us and came home with stories and hugs. But slowly, things began to change. He started working late, too late. Then came the work trips, frequent, unexplained, and vague. He stopped saying, "I love you." His smiles disappeared. When I asked where he was going or why he was so busy, he would snap, "I work for this family. Don't ask questions." I was hurt, but I stayed silent. I loved him. I clung to the hope that the man I married might come back someday. But 7 years ago, something shattered that hope. John went on another trip, and while tidying up, I found 2 plane tickets, one with his name and another with a woman's name I had never heard before. My heart broke instantly. I cried for 3 days. I couldn't eat or sleep. I just sat in silence, feeling completely lost. When he returned, I asked, "Who is she?" He looked away and said, "She's nobody. Don't worry." I didn't believe him. Deep down, I knew the truth. I wanted to scream, but instead I said, "Okay." Not because I trusted him, but because our son was only 3. I couldn't bear the thought of hurting him. Years passed. John didn't change. He continued working late and disappearing. I knew he was still seeing the other woman. With every day, my heart grew colder. The home I once loved felt empty. I cooked, cleaned, and cared for the children, but I felt invisible. I looked at John and saw a stranger. Then something unexpected happened. I ran into someone from my past, an old friend named Alex. He was kind, gentle, and had the same warmth I remembered. One day, I saw him with his wife. He opened her car door, helped her with her coat, and smiled at her like she mattered. And it hit me. I had never felt that from John. Alex and I started talking, small conversations at first. He asked, "How are you?" I said I was fine, though I wasn't. He listened. Truly listened. He said, "You matter, Mary. You're strong." Something inside me woke up. For the first time in years, I smiled. I laughed, not because I loved Alex, but because I remembered what it felt like to be seen. We didn't exchange gifts. There were no promises. Just the simple understanding of feeling human again. But John eventually found out. He was furious. "Why did you do this?" he shouted. I looked him in the eye and said, "Because I needed love." That night, John cried. For the first time in years, he showed emotion. "I love you. Please don't leave," he said. I asked, "Why now?" After 18 years? He had no answer. He just said he didn't realize I was hurting. Soon after, I fell ill and was hospitalized. John stayed with me, held my hand, and whispered, "Don't leave me. I love you." That was only the second time in 18 years he said those words. I wanted to believe him, but deep down, I knew the other woman was still there. Now he sleeps beside me. He's home more often, takes out the trash, washes dishes, and asks if I need help. Small gestures, but they matter. Still, I struggle. When I look at him, I don't see the man I married. I see someone who broke my trust. One night, at the dinner table with Adam and Lily, they laughed and shared stories from school. I thought, they're so happy. They don't know the sadness inside me. After dinner, I asked Adam, "Do you think Daddy and I are happy?" He looked surprised. "I don't know, Mom. You're kind to each other, but sometimes you look sad." Lily said, "Mom, I just want us to stay together." Their words cut deep. I needed closure, so I visited Alex one last time. We hadn't spoken since John found out. When I saw him, he smiled. "How are you?" he asked. I said, "I'm trying to fix my life." He nodded. "You're strong, Mary. You'll find your way." I told him, "You reminded me I'm important." Then I walked away, knowing it was the last time I'd see him. That evening, I spoke to John. "We need to be honest. Do you want this marriage to work?" I asked. "Yes," he said. "Can you leave the other woman? Can you truly give me the love I need?" I pressed. "Trying isn't enough. You have to mean it." Since then, we've taken small steps. Walks together, casual conversations, little laughs. I see hope, but my heart hesitates. Forgiving John has been the hardest thing I've done. I still remember the pain, the plane ticket, the nights I cried alone. But I also remember Alex and my own choices. One day, I looked in the mirror and said, "Mary, you're not perfect, but you deserve peace." Now I live one day at a time. John and I are still together. It's not perfect. He says he loves me, and sometimes I believe him. Sometimes I don't. I focus on my children and try to smile, even when my heart is heavy. I've started focusing on myself, reading, walking, learning to love myself again. I even wrote a letter to myself. "Dear Mary, you're strong. You are kind. You are important. Life is hard, but you can handle it. Love yourself first. Then you can love others. You deserve happiness. Don't forget that." I keep that letter in my drawer. When sadness comes, I read it. It reminds me I'm not alone. This journey has taught me so much. Love isn't just words, it's actions, care, and respect. People make mistakes, even me. Most of all, I've learned I'm stronger than I knew. I've survived betrayal, loneliness, and heartbreak. But I still believe in healing, in hope,